going back to, I know we had that conversation the other day because you were giving me information about the program before we started podcast because I was very curious, and you were explaining how the program itself, it's more of a resource, right? It's a way for the residents, the community members to know what they can do with that information. Is an education. Whereas, oh, we think you need to do this, or this is what we think you should do. It's this is the information we provide, and that is the message that it carries by the residents or the lived experience or peers, as you mentioned, people who are in the same situation and experience, and that would be easier for others to trust that information and make the
Exactly.
choice easier.
Yes. So they
So
provide the resources, they provide information so the women do not get misinformation. And then one of the other ways that they provide this information is not just going to them with like medical jargon. They actually do community building activities. So there are game nights, there are possible movie nights, there are like activities during the summer. They go for like maybe even with the kids, they go for like something going to the lake, going for a walk, painting. Art therapy is also done. So all of this builds the relationship between the peers and the residents so that at some point when the women feel comfortable talking about like their health situation, it's not a stranger talking to them about this is somebody that they've done a little bit of life with, right? So that is one of the ways that we actually provide these resources to the women.
that's great. And I know that you briefly touch base on the peers. Who are
Hmm.
the peers? What are the peers program? And it's you are so very involved with that. You work with many peers for many years. And
Hmm.
can you explain a little bit more about the peer program itself? I know the vaccine hesitancy, it's an initiative itself, which includes the peers.
Hmm.
But the peers also, I know we do have peer program across Atira for different programs, but yourself having to work closely with them, with the peers. What are some of your experience? And I know this work that you can do can be really intense, working at the front, meeting with the peers who have lived experience, and providing opportunities for them for peer employment, and then some of the success stories. So, can you share a personal moment of hope or success that reminded you why this work matters?
Okay. So one thing, almost like a mantra you hear in Atira, is we meet the women where they're at, and they're basically the champions of their life and their decisions. So what the beauty of the peer program is, we have to meet these peers where they're at. We want them to have work experience, which is what they're getting, but at the same time, we are shutting down the barriers of, oh, this person is still using. Oh, this person has a disability. Oh, this person maybe is even homeless. We don't care about all of that. We just want to empower these women to get to the point where they feel confident in themselves and know that they can actually add to society. And that is what we're doing, right? So I guess one of the I feel like it's a general success story for a lot of peers I've worked with because there are some of them I've worked with and I look at their growth from when they started to where they're at. And personally, sometimes I feel like I don't think I'll be able to do as much as you've done. So I feel empowered even working with them with the peers. So I can think of a particular peer who I had known from working as a support worker till now that I'm working as a project coordinator. And I love her life story. I love like how when I met her, she was out of addiction already, but I don't know what we are talking about one day, and she just basically told me her story of how she personally decided, you know what? She just woke up one day and she's like, I'm done. I'm done with all of this. I'm gonna get out of addiction. So she got herself into a program, got out of addiction. And right now, this is somebody who was very much in her shell. She's working as a peer worker and she's hosting community activities with other women in her residence, right? So that is like a leap from where she was. And this has taken, let's say, maybe about 3, 4 years, but it's like worlds apart. So even for me, that is like a message of hope, because there's sometimes that you're thinking of maybe a project you want to do or something you want to do and it feels like so overwhelming. But literally when you see these peers and you look at their story, it just makes you know that you just have to put one foot in front of the other and you get there eventually, right? You just take it one day at a time. Just be consistent and you get there. So that is definitely my story from them. Like, I just love that story.